Hello, my name is Joshua Broomfield, and I will be presenting at the SSAC Winter Conference. The title and content of this layout: we will be reviewing the 7 recurring problems in criminal justice. We will be discussing officers involved in shootings. We will be also discussing police brutality, allegations of racial profiling, and officers answering questions from the media that they are not authorized to do so. The 7 recurring problems in criminal justice are wrongful pursuit of personal gain, favoritism and bias, abuse of power, flawed personal lives, deceitfulness, denial of due process, neglect of duties. As a state sheriff, I have to uphold ethics. It is my strong belief that as an officer, that I have to hold myself to the highest ethics possible because I am entrusted with the power of maintaining and enforcing the law. Wrongful pursuit of personal gain states that sheriffs who are wrongfully pursuing for personal gain, this could be for money, this could be for sex, this could be for personal favors. Wrongful pursuit of personal gain is any sheriff that uses their position of power to gain anything in an unethical manner. This consists of taking bribes, this consists of overlooking crime for sexual favors or any other personal favors they might obtain. Next, we will discuss favoritism and bias. I believe that these two things have a strong link to racial profiling. In favoritism and bias, a state sheriff may like a particular person or group more, and a bias is a state sheriff who dislikes a particular group. If you have a bias against a particular race, you can, as a state sheriff, conduct yourself in racial profiling. Simply put, racial profiling by police during traffic stops and stop and search has created a tension and distrust amongst minorities within the community. A state sheriff who is racial profiling has abused power, is using favoritism and bias, and that will not be tolerated within any manner within this organization. As a state sheriff, we are granted enormous power over citizens to keep the peace and preserve social order. We are entrusted not only to enforce the law, but we are also entrusted to be a great example of those who abide within the law. There is nothing that sickens me more than police brutality. Anytime a sheriff is using an excess amount of control or force to gain control over a situation is brutality. This is distasteful, and it has America looking at law enforcement with a lot of disdain. Simply put, police brutality must go. I am initiating a program that will have officers not only patrolling areas on foot so that the community can see them, talk to them, whatnot, but I will also be implementing a no firearm patrol where these policemen will have to use their communication and their effective de-escalation training in order to gain control over situations. Our next seven of Our next flaw is personal flaws. And simply put, we as humans know that we are not perfect. And simply put, as officers of the law, we have a very stressful job, and a lot of things go into making our job stressful. and some of those may be the job itself, personal responsibilities with spouse, parents, kids, friends, the threat of you as an officer always being put in harm's way. If your personal life is not in order, it's impossible for you to carry out your police duties. Our next issue will be deceitfulness. You cannot travel back in time to fix a mistake, but you can learn from the mistake and forgive yourself for not knowing better. Simply put, it is no reason, no matter the mistake, to try to cover it up. Tom Baker highlighted a very concerning issue with police officers of fluffing up evidence in order to make a case. This is very disheartening because there are individuals who now sit in prison due to officers creating false evidence or creating non-fully truthful evidence. Denial of due process. In 1983, Title 42, Section, the Congress passed that allowed civil rights to be brought against anyone, including the police, for the denying of other constitutional rights, such as life, liberty, or property, without due process. As a state sheriff, we are not the law. We are simply empowered to uphold the law, and at no point or time will anyone be denied due process. Simply put, everyone will be treated with respect and dignity. Neglect of duties. Officers answering questions from the media that they are not authorized to do so. Unfortunately, we live in an age where social media, everything is fast, the news is fast. But before we talk about the media, let's discuss the neglect of duty. Anytime a state sheriff fails to perform their duty properly, or they neglect to do their duty in the most upholding manner, that is neglection of duty. Any state sheriff that is found to do such actions will be terminated immediately. Now, because of the world we live in, the state sheriff will no longer be answering questions from the media. We will have a team that is trained and proficient in answering questions and giving information, and we will also be setting up our own social media account. Therefore, we can release the information that needs to be released without breaching any vital or key information. Lastly, we have to discuss officers involved in shooting. In 2017, we have had too many occurrences, too many MSNBC footages of officers killing, shooting, and attacking civilians. Simply put, there has to be a better way. Officers involved with shooting. Take a second to view this video and then ask what went wrong. The sheriff abused power, had favoritism and bias, denied due process, and was negligent of his duties. The state sheriff abused his powers by using excessive force. Castro was pronounced that he had a registered firearm, therefore the state sheriff had information of Castro's actions. There was a bias due to race. The state sheriff perceived him as a threat due to the color of his skin. Instead of arresting or even detaining Castro and searching the vehicle himself, he shot Castro multiple times. Therefore, he was not given due process due to death. This traffic stop was performed improperly, and the state sheriff neglected his duties and willfully committed misconduct by failing to perform the traffic stop according to training. These are my scholarly sources. Thank you and have a wonderful day.